You won't believe what happened when a CEO's $500 million project almost collapsed, and the person who saved it wasn't his top engineer. Before we dive in, drop your city or country in the comments. Let's see how far this story reaches. And if you like incredible real-life stories of unexpected heroes, make sure to subscribe. What you're about to hear seems impossible, but every word is true. A seemingly ordinary maid, who no one paid much attention to, would soon solve a problem that had stumped a team of elite engineers for weeks, and in seconds. Inside the glass-walled office of tech mogul Julian Cross, tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. His flagship project, worth $500 million, had crashed unexpectedly, and alarms blared across the system. Red error messages flickered incessantly on monitors, alerting every engineer in the room that the entire operation teetered on the brink of disaster. Julian's voice cracked with urgency as he barked orders, pacing back and forth, trying to calm his team. Sweat dripped from foreheads and tempers flared, yet no solution emerged. The clock ticked mercilessly, and investors' patience ran thin. Every second counted, and the looming failure threatened to destroy not just the project, but Julian's reputation entirely. Meanwhile, Naomi moved quietly through the mansion, unnoticed, carrying a bucket and a mop. To the outside world, she was just another maid, invisible behind her uniform and routine chores. Yet beneath the simple exterior lay a mind once celebrated for brilliance in computer science. Naomi had been a prodigy, winning coding competitions, securing prestigious internships, and promising a life at the forefront of technology. But circumstances had forced her to give it all up. Family responsibilities and financial hardship had pulled her away from her dream career, leaving her in a job far below her potential. She polished floors and dusted desks, but the knowledge and skill she carried in her mind remained untapped, quietly waiting for the right moment. As Naomi tidied Julian's office, her eyes flicked to his laptop, left open in his hurried exit. The screen was a chaotic sea of red alerts and flashing error codes. Her heart skipped a beat. She had seen this pattern before. Years ago, during her university research, she had studied recursive loops and critical system crashes that mirrored these errors exactly. Her fingers twitched, knowing she could fix it, but also knowing she shouldn't touch it. The rules were clear. She was the maid, not a developer. Julian had left for a client call, leaving the system completely vulnerable. The room echoed with alarms from the engineers' frantic calls, and Naomi felt the weight of choice pressing down on her. Could she risk everything and intervene? Naomi's fingers hovered over the keyboard, trembling with a mix of fear and determination. Every second that ticked by could cost millions. Finally, she took a deep breath and typed a line of code carefully, recalling formulas she hadn't used in years. Her heart raced as the system processed her input. Would it crash further or respond? Sweat pricked her forehead as she double-checked every line, knowing one mistake could be catastrophic. Then almost instantly the chaos began to fade. Error messages vanished, alarms quieted, and the system stabilized. In mere seconds, the $500 million project was no longer at risk. Naomi exhaled slowly, relief washing over her. She had done the impossible, but no one, she thought, had seen a thing. Or so she hoped. Naomi moved quickly, wiping the keyboard and arranging the desk as if nothing had happened. She smiled to herself, thinking she had escaped unnoticed. But what she didn't know was that a security camera, discreetly mounted in the corner, had captured every moment of her intervention. Later that day, Julian reviewed the footage. The images of his maid calmly fixing a problem that had stumped his engineers left him stunned. His mind raced. What would he do? Fire her for touching company equipment, or recognize the incredible talent he had been blind to for years? The tension hung thick in the air, and the answer wasn't obvious. Naomi continued her chores, unaware that her life, and the company's, was about to change forever. As Julian watched the footage again, He couldn't help but recall the brilliance Naomi must have carried all along. In another life, she had been a rising star in computer science, winning national coding competitions, internships at cutting-edge tech firms, and accolades that promised a future among the best in the field. Life had intervened. Family emergencies, financial struggles, and responsibilities she could not ignore had forced her to abandon her dreams. Yet the same intelligence, precision, and courage remained, hidden beneath a uniform and a mop. Julian realized he had underestimated her, like so many others. The contrast was staggering. A woman society overlooked was capable of solving problems that elite engineers struggled with for weeks. His admiration and curiosity grew with every second. Julian replayed the footage again, disbelief etched across his face. The woman who had quietly cleaned his mansion for 2 years had just solved a problem that had stumped his top engineers for weeks. His mind raced. What should he do next? Fire her for touching company property? Or recognize the brilliance he had been blind to for so long? The suspense was unbearable even for him. Finally, he made a decision. Julian called Naomi into his home office, the same room where she had once mopped the floors and dusted the shelves. Her heart pounded as she stepped in, unsure of what to expect. He looked at her not with anger, but with curiosity and admiration. The tension in the air left everyone wondering what this meeting would lead to. Naomi's palms were sweaty, her mind racing. Julian's voice broke the silence. You saved a $500 million project. That wasn't luck. It was genius. He paused, letting the words sink in. I want you to join my team, lead a crisis unit, and help prevent disasters like this from happening again. Fear and doubt battled with excitement. Could she step back into the tech world she had left behind? The opportunity was enormous, but so was the risk. Naomi thought about her past, her family, and the life she had adapted to. Finally, after a deep breath, she nodded. The room seemed to exhale with her decision. In that moment, the course of her life changed forever. From a maid overlooked by society, she was now on the path to influence and recognition. Within a week, Naomi's life transformed. No longer cleaning floors, she led a crisis response team at Julian's company, guiding engineers with precision and insight. Her talent was finally visible, and the press couldn't ignore her story. At a company press conference, Julian proudly introduced her as the genius everyone had overlooked. Cameras flashed as Naomi explained her approach to solving the $500 million problem, her calm confidence captivating the audience. Investors were stunned by the unexpected brilliance. The contrast between her past and present life was astonishing, from invisible maid to celebrated tech leader. Naomi hadn't asked for recognition, but now that it was hers, she embraced it fully. Her success became a symbol, showing the world that talent can exist in the most unexpected places. And sometimes, all it takes is someone noticing. Naomi's story quickly went viral, inspiring countless individuals who had felt invisible in society. Young women, especially Black girls interested in STEM, saw her as proof that uniforms or job titles cannot define intelligence. She launched a foundation dedicated to discovering and supporting overlooked talent in low-income communities, providing mentorship, resources, and opportunities for young minds. Julian also restructured his company's hiring process, opening doors for candidates without traditional credentials. The ripple effect was profound. Schools, startups, and communities began recognizing hidden brilliance in unexpected places. Naomi's rise demonstrated a fundamental truth. Genius does not always follow conventional paths. She had not only solved a massive technical problem, but had also become a beacon of hope for those society often underestimated. Her influence stretched far beyond the walls of the mansion. Naomi's journey serves as a powerful reminder. Talent and intelligence often hide where we least expect them. Degrees and titles do not define the mind's potential. Life circumstances do not diminish it. Her story challenges society's assumptions about who is capable of greatness and asks a simple question. How many other Naomis are hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone to notice their brilliance? It also reminds us that sometimes the most significant contributions come from those we overlook. Every desk, uniform, or routine task might conceal extraordinary potential. As you reflect on Naomi's journey, think about the unseen geniuses around you. Could you recognize them, or will their talents remain hidden, untapped, and waiting? The answer may surprise you. Thank you for listening to Naomi's incredible story. If it inspired you, make sure to subscribe for more real-life tales of brilliance and courage. Share this video with friends and family to spread the message that talent can be anywhere, even in places society often ignores. Naomi's journey is a reminder that extraordinary minds exist all around us, quietly waiting to shine. Stay curious, stay observant, and never underestimate the power of hidden genius.